All right, guys. So as you can see, welcome. This video today, what I'm planning to do and what I intend to do here is to show the world why Julius Maada bill is selectively targeting opposition members. So in Sierra Leone currently, we have a former minister, Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, who is being targeted by Julius Maada bill, seizing his properties. As you can see, on my screen here, this is a sign posted on the gate of Honorable Kemosise's house in Freetown, Office of the President, National Assets and Government's Property Commission. What is obviously clear to Sierra Leoneans and sympathizers of Sierra Leoneans, it is the fact that Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise has been a very vocal critic of the Bio administration. During 2018, up until today, he has lent his voice to all of the issues that have been affecting Sierra Leone's democracy, because again, he's a statesman and he cares about the reputation of Sierra Leone. So that is what he has been doing. He's been standing up to safeguard and protect democracy. And because he's not silent, so he's being targeted by the BO administration. And of course, his own political party, the APC party, is doing nothing about this. And this is why it's very crucial. This is why it's very important. So what I want to do is to show you guys, some videos so you can see exactly what the problem is and why it has become a target. But before we do that, let me play this first video. It's in Creole. So if you were any part in the world and you don't understand what they're saying, it's just very basically just letting us know that they've posted the sign on the president's door. And of course, on Honorable Kemosise's door, his gate, basically, by the president of Sierra Leone, who is illegal, by the way, because I must qualify that statement. When I say illegal, he is illegal. In Sierra Leone, we don't have the elections results of June 24, 2023. That is a sacrosanct fact that I'm giving you guys. The results of the June 24th, 2023 elections is not available. Nobody can find it. If you can find it, come talk to me. But if you cannot find it, then there lies the answer as to why Julius Maada is targeting Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise singularly. Nobody else is being targeted right now in Sierra Leone. Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise is the only person being targeted because Julius Maada knows that he is a very vocal person. So that is what is actually happening. So let me share this video with you all. Let's watch this video together so you can see the beginning, and then I'll walk you through over the years some of the statements that Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise has made that has triggered Maada. Again, take the man to court. Defamation of character is when you lie on somebody. If you're telling the truth, it is not defamation. I want you all to understand this because people misuse this word about defamation. If you tell lies about somebody, or you say something that really did not happen and you have no evidence to prove that it happened, now you're defaming him. And that is what Maada should do. Take him to court. But we'll see. We'll get there. But they're using commissions of inquiry to target this man. So without much ado, let me play this first video for you guys so you guys would see exactly what it is, and we'll take it from there.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The time now 4:31 within the Honorable in Os, Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise. As I talk to now, let me just point the camera exactly so waiting paste now in gate. Government of Sierra Leone, Office of the President, National Asset and Government Property Commission, property of the government of Sierra Leone. Okay, that tells us say this morning, a group of OSDM, well armed, can occupying us, can stomp us, make woodness, knock the gate stone, and can paste this tier now say now from the office of the president. Now president give the order for can paste this tier. For the whole world know say then people are they are still up to something, then they ignite something, then they try for create chaos now this country. We no want chaos, we want peace now salon. So now the write up this, let everybody see, let everybody understand. Thank you all as we share this one right across the world on social media and let it go viral. Let the whole world know. Yeah? Thank you all.
So that is the recent activity of Julius Maada. And it's nice for you all to see this. And by the way, That's Julius Maada over there in the far corner, right there. That's the Julius Maada. He's no longer the president of Sierra Leone. He does not have the results to show that he actually won the elections. And nobody can show us the election results. What a travesty. And the world is watching this go by. So I want you to know that. Now, there's been commissions of inquiry over the years. And I have another video that I'm going to share with you when the SLPP came to power, in 2018. They have this man, and I'm sure some of you would remember who this man is. Let's see if you guys will remember. He is now, of course, no longer with the SLPP administration. He is now in the United Kingdom. Nobody knows what he is up to, but these are the people that looted the resources of Sierra Leone in 2018 to 2020, sometime 2023, before he was fired from the office of chief minister. Well, then it became the foreign minister. There was so much squamish, but this is the guy that came with the GTT report. That was his whole idea. So let me share this with you guys so you can have an understanding of where this whole thing is coming from. Because the commissions of inquiry in Sierra Leone and what Julius Maada has been doing is to, surgically target opposition only. If you are a sympathizer of the SLPP, the commissions of inquiry is not for you. If you are a critic of the SLPP Julius Maada regime, then you become a target, and that's what he's doing. So if you look at all other former ministers in Sierra Leone, they're all free. They have their properties, no issues, and I'm going to call names here, the Richard Contes, the Kelfala Maraz, right? All of these people, because they've stayed quiet. They've not said anything against Julius Maada. So Honorable Kemosise has been a target because he's been very vocal and speaks up about the actual issues affecting, Sierra Leone's democracy. And Julius Maada is not excited about that. So he's using the Commission of Inquiry as a weapon against people like Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, a former minister. I don't have a problem with applying the law. Use the law, but let the law be equitable and just. That is the purpose of the law itself. If the law is not equitable and just, we have a problem. You cannot be selective with how you apply the law to a certain type of people or certain sets of people within a population. That is a recipe for genocide. That is a recipe for rebellion. That is a recipe for, for war. That is a recipe for destruction and damage to a whole society. And that is why people like myself are coming up here and speaking up about this. This is not about defending Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, but let me see if you guys remember this guy when he came with the GTT report. But I'm just going to show you this first so you can see him dancing, having a good time. Let's see if you remember him. All right. I'm going to stop it there because, with these YouTube things, I don't know why they keep pestering people about copyright. So I don't want to have copyright. But this is the situation that we're having. And this is the man that came with the GTT report. And if you guys remember, I'm going to show you a snippet of the GTT report. Government transition, team. They came together with this report. Listen to this so you can have an idea. And I'm coming to Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, but I want to show you guys why and how he's being targeted, so you have a breakdown, a history of how events have been occurring in the country. Because I want to point out these things for the international partners that are sitting by and watching Sierra Leone decline. The only thing they are waiting for is to probably bring us, some food aid again when the country erupts. Now that they have an opportunity to fix these things, intercept these nonsense that is actually happening, stop this foolishness. When as part of the tripartite, recommendations that were signed, recently, they had to drop political cases. That was part of the deal. And Honorable Kemosise's case is a political case. It is very clear. Because that was the sacrifice, I guess, that the APC made to hand over the elections to Julius Maada, even though Dr. Samura Kamara says he believes in what he believes. He knows something, and we should keep holding on because we should believe in his conviction that he's going to be handed over power. At some point, Maada is going to step aside and give him his presidency because he won the elections. Dr. Samura Kamara won the elections. It's very pretty clear. But of course, he has 71% of the RRF, the results reconciliation forms that proves that he had 57.15% of the votes at the time of the elections. But again, that's a conversation I can have another day. But I want to show you guys, this is the GTT report that David Francis was reading to Julius Maada. I want you guys to listen to this.
Let me turn to the findings of the report. We found that at the time of assuming office as president on the 4th of April 2018, Sierra Leone was in a state of near financial bankruptcy and facing the worst economic crisis since independence in 1961. We have produced the evidence in this report to support this claim. Your Excellency, we found that at the time you assumed office, the international reputation and credibility of Sierra Leone was battered and at its lowest ebb because of the rampant corruption, gross mismanagement, and leadership failure of the former APC government, making Sierra Leone the most corrupt country in the world and one of the poorest. Also, Your Excellency, we found a shocking level of complete disregard and disrespect by the former APC government for law and order, democratic accountability, and constitutional order. We found, Your Excellency, that the leadership of the former APC government behaved as if they were above the law and appropriated the state and its natural resources as their own private property. They signed contracts with mining companies and approved by the APC-dominated parliaments in which mining companies were permitted not to pay any taxes to the country in return for bribes.
All right. So not to belabor the point on that, but I just want you guys to know that was the GTT report that the SLPP put together. And there is a journalist in Sierra Leone who actually described that GTT report for what it is. So I'm laying the case for you guys because I want you all to know why Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise is being a target of the Julius Maada corrupt regime. Because when I say corruption, there has been no government in the history of our lifetime that is more corrupt than this illegal Julius Maada regime. This president that has been caught double dipping, potential money laundering, forging receipts when they travel internationally. And they fired the Auditor General because she was going to bring out these, and the assistant to the Auditor General, Mr. Tamba Momo. I hope I got the first name right, but something Momo. Targeted them. That was the only institution left in Sierra Leone that had some moral clarity because the parliament is gone. Parliaments have sold out. We don't have opposition because you might be asking, depending on where you're from, you might be asking, well, what is happening with the parliament, the opposition at least? They are not there. They are dead. They are just as useless as the SLPP administration itself that is currently illegally occupying power in Sierra Leone. But this journalist laid out the GTT report. His name is Thomas Dixon. This was a video that probably he himself does not even remember that he did, but hopefully he remembers. But he talked about the GTT report and how it was so tribalistic in nature, how it was so targeted against the opposition that it was ridiculous. Let's listen to this together.
It's very sad that he's naming people like the chief minister, somebody who did a GTT report that was maligned with tribal ranting, regional people's names and their tribe were put in that report. That was very pejorative, that particular report. And then you said you are peace expert. It is as a result of names and regions that people were killed in Rwanda. And as a peace expert, this man should know that in a public document, you don't begin to put people's names and their tribes and their regions. And this man told us that he was lecturing at Bradford University, Peace and Conflict. And this same man was captured in a video telling people that there will be an agriculture a project from government to plant trees. And only SLP will send this, we are coming to the party office to gather names of women that will be planting the trees. That is nepotism. It is nepotism at the highest level. And then you are saying this man is a peace expert. It is this man who at the Bintumani 3 said that the Bintumani 3 is not a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Yes, it is not a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, but it's a Truth and Reconciliation Forum. You cannot stop peace without speaking the truth. That was why when Basita Michael spoke out, truthfully and honestly and sincerely, the likes of Chief Minister and his boys were all over the place condemning the woman. I know by the time I leave the studio, there will be Chief Minister and his boys, the boys of the government condemning me. I'm used to that. I'm thick-skinned. I was condemned by the last system.
You're a journalist.
Yes, I'm used to that. So it is terrible. So you cannot call this man a peace. He's a peace and conflict expert by name and by degree, and not by action. And the reason for education is for you to put it in action and change society. And he talked about the essence of the humanity. Indeed.
All right. I don't want to go deep into all of that, but I just want you all to know that at least there are Sierra Leoneans that have been speaking up about this. So the targeting of Honorable Kemosise, I want you guys to understand that it is because he has been very vocal. And this was the first time that he was arrested. Let me show you guys this. Do you remember this? So this was the first time that he was arrested by the SLPP regime. And as you can see, yes, Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise had a stroke. So his left side is a bit paralyzed. But that doesn't mean his sense is fried. And just because if he has, that impediment has not stopped him from speaking up about what is actually happening. Yes, he was a former minister, but none of the other former ministers are speaking up about the decline of democracy in Sierra Leone. And Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise has stood out. So that is why you see the poster, that was posted on his gate to say your house is going to be seized. And I can guarantee you, I don't think Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise is worried about that house. But the video that you just saw, it would be nice for you guys to see, this letter, because this was how they invited Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise to, CID the first time in 2022. I want you to see this. Watch this. Let's read this letter together. This is from the CID. Invitation for former Honorable Alhaji Ibrahim Kemosise of the All People's Congress Party in respect of an alleged case of cyber stalking and cyber bullying on CID. This is what the police put out at the time to invite Honorable Kemosise to the police station. They said for cyber bullying, cyber stalking. In a democracy where you have rights to free speech, it is protected because he's speaking up against the president. And there's this video that you should see as to why they actually sent this letter to him as well, because it's very important for us to paint a perspective so you guys can understand exactly what it is. This was a video that was played, that was back, in 2022 before he was invited. And this was the video that, caused the CID, Julius Maada, to target Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise. So let's watch this together so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Listen.
You don't see inside politics.
Somebody fed.
Somebody fed.
You
want kill.
For big councillor.
For big councillor.
You don't get them.
You don't get them.
You know what happened?
We know what happened.
They make a minister.
Now make a minister.
Now God so.
Now God.
Pussy, you know what he want.
Pussy, you know what he
You
want.
know what they get.
You don't know what he get.
Where you get something.
Where you get something.
You don't know what they get for you.
You don't go know who side benefit go there for you.
So for me,
For him,
in target,
not to this,
not to parliament,
not to parliament,
not to minister,
not to minister,
not to council,
not to council.
not the president of this country.
Now the end when the president now want.
Now one.
Now what?
What I tell you now,
Wait till they tell you now.
swear to Almighty Allah, what I talking 100% true.
It's the sweat of Allah.
Marabio,
Madabio,
native man.
native man.
Marabio na criminal.
Madabio na criminal.
Marabio na police.
Madabio na
Listen,
cookies.
I don't play. I don't play.
You know they play.
Marabio don't commit school.
Madabio don't commit school.
Marabio they say 50 million.
Then Madabio they say they take 80 million.
Marabio na killer.
Na killer.
You don't make them kill na Kenny.
They don't kill na Kenny.
1991.
91.
Don't kill na Poloko.
Poloko ya. Prison.
Tonko.
Tonko. Prison. Na killer. Therefore, in Alhaji Ibrahim Kemosise, you know one thief man, you know one murderer, you know one cookies, you know pay for them all. Wallahi, you would have done them. You know what thing ever happen? This election when they come. Either he lost the election or we win.
All right. So guys, that's the video there. That's one of the videos that infuriated Julius Maada and his thugs, this illegal government. And that is how we are here today. When you've seen the recent video
Good afternoon.
the president's office seized in the house of Ibrahim Kemosise. I'm going to show you that video one more time. But let me show you guys this. Let me read this for you. This is from Kokorioko. You know, Mr. Forgotten his name. I'll remember. Let me see editor's name here. Kapskanu. This was, it put a report together, a publication together where it talked about all the different reports that have come out over the years, the commissions of inquiries that have been, you know, put over the years. And like I said again, I don't have a problem with, you know, them seizing their houses. You know, when everybody comes to power, you know, APC comes to power, seize the house of the SLPP, all the houses that they've built since 2018. We've seen these houses. And I can even show you some of these houses that will be seized when APC comes to power. This is a mansion. I don't know who it is. I don't know who owns this mansion. But I know this mansion was built after 2018 by an SLPP person. This is one of many mansions across Sierra Leone that will be seized. So I don't think I have a problem with the seizure of houses, because this kind of mansion, we can turn this into a nice hotel or a nice hospital, you know, for the community. Or we can, there's many things we can do with this, right? But we know about these kinds of homes in Sierra Leone. It's a lot of them that has been built by the Maada regime. So that is not an issue. We don't have a problem with the seizure of the houses, but all I'm saying is let justice be equitable across the board. When the Julius Maada government came to power, they were SLPP permanent secretaries, the vote controllers. In the they were working with the APC government of former President Anesbai Koroma. These were the permanent secretaries. They hold the key to all of these ministries. Every spending that goes through in these ministries. But because they were Mendes and they were from the southeast, they were not prosecuted. They were not even investigated. But they selected only the opposition. Because Maada wanted to quiet down the opposition. And people like Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise said, no, I'm not going to allow you guys to quiet me down. I am not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to fall for it. And that is what we see today. And that is why they're going after him with surgical precision. And that is why you see the video, you know, being posted on his gate. And which is why I'm doing this live, because I want the world to know. I know we have a responsibility. And I know when I speak, the world listens. And I want to give them these scenarios because, again, what I care about is about the security and stability of my country. That's what really matters at the end of the day. You know, we want a Sierra Leone where we can have a tourism sector that works for everybody. We want people to be able to come to Sierra Leone freely, knowing that this country practices proper democracy. The citizens of that country are living a dignified life, not targeting opposition, which creates, you know, a lot of instability and the semblance of chaos and confusion in the country. That is not what we're looking for. So when I saw this video, I gave these guys an ultimatum. I told them I'm going to give them 48 hours to know how that matter has been resolved. I haven't heard anything. Maybe they've taken down this poster from Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise's gate. Maybe it's being enforced. I don't know. But I have a moral responsibility like everything I've been doing. I'm only speaking again because it's Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise. I don't care whatever happens again to any other opposition figure in that country. Because for 5 years, you all that have been following us, myself, you know, Cashbox, Comrade Koita, People's Power, at some point, right? You've known what we stood for. We stood by the APC party. We exposed everything that was happening. We called on the parliament. At the time, a lot of these useless idiots that are on social media, forgive me for using those strong language, but sometimes I have to, that are on social media, because some of them are good. They've apologized, they recognize, they are our brothers, they are our sisters. We can understand, right? It's not a big deal. People make mistakes. We have a responsibility to accept them, you know, and that is the whole essence of why we're doing what we're doing. We're on social media talking about these issues so we can wake up the minds and spirits and souls of others to see what we're talking about. Because it's all about being nationalistic and patriotic. You know, there's a WhatsApp forum that we have. We called it Section 13B. Because the 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone makes it very clear that Section 13B says every citizen shall cultivate a sense of nationalism and patriotism so that your loyalty should lie to the state and not to your ethnicity, your region, your political party, your godfathers, none of that stuff. To the country, which is what I've been doing. But of course, you're going to have fools, tribalists, partisans that all they think about is their political party. All they think about is their godfathers. All they think about is the people that give them the crumbs from whatever is left on the table. They feed on those crumbs and they think they've made it. They believe they've made it in life. And that is why we have a responsibility to keep talking about this. So I'm not worried about Honorable Kamosi's house. I'm sure he's going to find another place to sleep. I'm sure he has friends and family that would give him a bedroom somewhere where he would say, come and lay your head here for a moment. But the fact is, in Sierra Leone, if you say you want to apply the law equitably and across the board. I played some videos of David Francis, the former chief minister and former foreign affairs minister. Now he's in the United Kingdom. He's in the United Kingdom. After he has looted, stolen so much from the people, Francis Benkaifala could not even investigate him. Let me show you guys this. This was what some of the chiefs from Kenema said when Francis Benkaifala said he was going to open up an investigation into chief minister. You all remember the $1.5 million from Saliu that the journalist reported? That the journalist was harassed and all of that? This was what the chiefs in Kenema came together and told Francis Benkaifala, who is the ACC commissioner, of course, another useless organization in Sierra Leone institution, the ACC, anti-corruption commissioner, right? This is what they said. This was the letter that they sent out. This was what the letter was like. In the matter of investigations of the allegedly laundered 1.5 million between the ACC and Chief Minister, Professor Francis, the people of Kenema not only directly and physically threatened the ACC, but they also actually wrote a protest letter to the ACC, warning them that they will not allow them, the ACC, to molest their own Pekin. That means their own child. And that was the end of the matter. The moment this came out, that was the end of the matter. So this is it right here. The clear tribal battle lines now drawn from the warnings of the chiefs of Kenema to the BO government to protect their own child. And the social activities also to defend their own Pekin, which is their child. Pekin in Creole means child. Have the hallmarks of the humble beginnings of what might make the carnage in Rwanda look like a practice match to the United Nations. And every effort must be made to diffuse that. This was way back in 2019-ish, 2020, all of that, right? But the chief minister was caught in a $1.5 million bribe. No investigation. That's how it ended. This current chief minister, this Bobo, David Shenge, he gave his father $4 million, a contract in the educational sector when he was Minister of Education. No investigation, nothing. The rice that were disappearing, 40,000, whatever amount of rice, bags of rice that were disappearing, that was giving to the kids of Sierra Leone. No investigations, at least no reprisals. Nobody paid any price for it. Marabio stealing the timber, over $250 million, more than that. That was reported by the Auditor General. Sale of timber in Sierra Leone, where Babadi Kamara, who is currently the SLFA president, that's a conversation for another day too. These guys, between himself and Marabio, amassed over $600 million that he's now using to clean up his name. Acting as SLFA president, they're now laundering the money, building stadium in Bo. This is what is happening in Sierra Leone. So the justice is very selective, only to some and not to all. And that is the problem we have. And that is why people like myself have a moral responsibility to stand up and say, and speak up against these kinds of issues. And now, let me share this with you guys, because it's very important. When I say Honorable Kemosi has gone way back there, to be calling out the BO regime, this was an audio that he did in 2021. Let me share this with you. Let's listen to this together, okay? So you guys can see exactly what it is. Listen to this.
I bring you all greetings in the name of peace. Salam alaikum. My name na Alhaji Honorable Ibrahim Kemosi. The reason why I make this voice note today now for make a comment on the topic and issue of proportional representation in the forthcoming election 2023. Please will not allow me small time during these very turbulent times in the Saloon population, within Saloon as well as outside Saloon, because Anything happening in this country, they affect all my own Sierra Leonean inside and outside Sierra Leone. So please, when I give me small time, the reason why they ask for talk on this particular issue is because I feel compelled, as one man who don't contest election under proportional representation as well as constituency elections. So I'm obliged for share my experience and give my opinion. I know they can't talk about advantage or disadvantage. I think the question was very clear. First of all, let attempt for tell now what you may understand by PR system. PR system now a system whereby they determine members of parliament in Sierra Leone by proportions, by quota. How much percentage vote for this particular party? That party they now determine how much MP they put for that party for going to parliament for them. Now, let me talk about what the constitution say about elections of members of parliament. In our country, Sierra Leone, the provision for elect members of parliament now section 38(1) of the constitution will tell you say members of parliament shall be elected by constituency ways 1 MP per constituency. That's what the constitution say. And guess what? In law making, they get what they call the intendment of the lawmaker. That means they might make the law. What do they think about? What do they intend for achieve? Me believe say they choose constituency elections for underscore, underpin, determine strongly separation of powers in terms of democracy. We all know say we get the parliament, the executive, and legislation. Then they want let people and choose their own MP, so that MP corresponds to the one who choose them. Let the president take care of the executive. Let the chief justice take care of judges and magistrates them. Now that make them put that particular section 38(1) say now people them for votes for one man now one constituency so that they all vote for you. Know the answer to. That said, now again, person go ask me say, but why 38A? 38A come only as an amendment because of unfavorable conditions. For example, in 1996, when Julius Maada bill was a state of states after they pulled Strasser, they will get election and say election before peace or peace before elections. People then say elections. So let me get constituencies. Let me get time for consider constituencies. What did they do? In favor of the PR system because the constitution say constituencies, but then because of the problems, the wars, the courts and the this, the that, then they say they'll go from PR system. Let me tell them we get the whole country now be one constituency. We then voting elected His Excellency Dr. Ahmad Jankaba of blessed memory. When he come back as president, still, trouble in the country. So inside they need to go there, so no go area, so they cut your hand and say now we get another vote for. Then they say, okay, what will happen? Before coming cut people and answer, kill people and answer, so they will actually say for campaign, so now they for campaign, then they realize they're in trouble. Lord be PR again, but this time now, since president become president quite small, they become my district block. So they get PR again. So you see this in when they do PR, they do a block system again. Then vote. When they vote, Pakaba win for a second time. Okay now. Then Pakaba now conduct constituency elections who president and Esbai Kuroma win the elections. So we experience both parts of it. And guess what? I subscribed to the constituency elections. It was very nice. It was very democratic and it very much creates opportunity for separation of powers. But again, like I tell you now, I'm not going to country without the advantage. I can't tell you now, legally we get right for do, putting it for do. Legally, this country for always conduct elections by constituencies. Now, currently, I see what the ECSL person tweets for PR system, but I'm in comment because Twitter, national media platform, we want to official conduit information for Salon government. So I wait for making press statement. I make a comment now. For tell and say he is absolutely not conforming with the constitution. You go only this year so when only the environment not conducive for you, meaning you know get constituencies or the date don't come, you never get determined constituencies. Now, in by 38A, then say for do PR if they don't appoint a date for elections and there are no constituencies. But guess what? The question is, are there constituencies in the country? Yes, there are constituencies as we speak. Number two, are they accurate? I cannot say 100% accurate, but they are far, far much better than if it is so they don't do so.
So these are the issues. These are the times that Honorable Kemosi don't take in time for engage in the Sierra Leone discussions, right? And this is why it pisses off Julius Maada BO, because nobody else in the APC party, especially talking about former ministers, all of these people now that are vying for presidency in 2028, all want to be president, but nobody has really taken it upon themselves to challenge the BO regime. Show me a video of Kelfala Mara talking about the PR system and how it's bad for Sierra Leone. Show me a video. Richard Conte, maybe he might be on somewhere, because I give him a little bit of credit sometimes on some of the issues and how he has, spoken. Of course, except for the fact that looking at 2028 elections, contesting for presidency when they won an elections and they said that we won the elections, but we're going to move on because they said Samura Kamara had a meeting with Madabio, the most stupid thing I can ever think of. When every citizen in Sierra Leone has a responsibility to protect democracy. If Dr. Samura Kamara destroyed your democracy, why don't you as an individual, as a person, say, I am not going to accept this, I'm going to stand for it. That what happened in Sierra Leone, for us to have an elections where the results is nowhere to be found, I am not going to stand for it as a citizen. Why don't you take that position? If you think Dr. Samara Kamara is a very weak man, let's say he's weak, why don't you be the strong man? As a citizen, you have a responsibility as well. We all have a responsibility to say, no, this is not right. Don't wait for people to take actions on your behalf while you're hiding in the corner, making comments and talking about all kinds of nonsense about the fact that he is weak. If he is weak, he is weak. Okay, we agree he's weak. What are you doing? You, the strong man, why don't you go and make sure you protect and defend that democracy? You'll see the people will support you. They stand behind you. It doesn't matter if you contested the elections or not. You have remedies to be able to make sure that governments listen to you as a citizen. As a private citizen, you have a responsibility too. So save us the bull crap, all right? But this is the situation. And this is what Honorable Ibrahim Kemosi has been over the years, speaking up on these issues, which is why he became a target. This is why the SLPP targeted him. And there are lots of other videos that he did, comments and statements that he made over the past years. Since the rigging of the elections, he has been very vocal about it. But amongst all of that, it's because he's being targeted today. His house is being seized today because he has proven time and time again that he's going to speak up. Nobody's going to silence him. Nobody's going to keep him quiet. He's going to speak up on the issues as he seems fit, because he knows his country is going down a path of destruction. We're going down a path of mayhem and confusion. The beautiful thing for Sierra Leone is we cannot make any excuses, because we've actually seen what it's like to have a rebellion, to have a rebel war, where people lost their lives foolishly. Julius Maada came in 1992. They said because it was taking a long time for the government to help them finish the war. Corruption, oppression, suppression. They overthrew the government of Joseph Saidu Momo. The people supported them. So Julius Maada is not special. The same thing happened. Johnny Paul Koroma, the people could not see beyond at the time that they were doing the right thing, because the Tijan Kaba government at the time was misbehaving. They were misbehaving, killing soldiers, targeting soldiers, and the soldiers stood up for themselves. But I'm pointing all of these things out to you guys because I want you to understand that history is going to judge us all one day. The level of hypocrisy that we have in Sierra Leone is too much. You put in your tribe over the country. You put in your region over the country. You put in your political party over the country. That is why people like myself, it's hard for people to fight me. Because you cannot tell me I'm APC or I'm SLPP. No matter what you say, yes, I was born in APC. I enjoy the fruits of APC. I lived in the APC. The name Fauna is synonymous to APC. I don't even need a membership card to be a member of the APC. I understand all of that. But at the same time, that has not blinded my conscience. No, I'm a human being. I'm rational. Just because I'm blessed, I'm in the United States of America where opportunities are accorded to me, does not mean I would forget about my people that are living in Crew Bay. And those are some of the things we should be talking about. How we improve the lives of those people. We should not be targeting each other in a country to cause a destabilization, instability. That's not what we should be focused on. We should be focused on solving the needs and problems of the people. So earlier I told you about the various commissions of inquiry reports that have come out over the years, put together by Mr. Capscano of Cocorico. This publication was on in 2020 when he put all of these 3 commissions of inquiry together. Let's read through these real quick. All right. Let me see here. Let me try to get this a little bigger on the screen here. Okay. So the full reports of the various commissions of inquiry and excerpts from the white paper. So he listed, three of the commissions of inquiry here. The first one, as you can see here, is the Justice Bankole Thompson, full report. This, was the Tijai Kaba, and then Justice Atuguba, full report was another, inquiry. This one right here, and then of course Justice Biobel was the Maada Bill 2018, Commission of Inquiry that came out in 2020. So it said, it kind of like summarized each of those reports. Justice Bankole Thompson Commission of Inquiry, white paper on the report of the Honorable Dr. Justice Bankole Thompson Commission of Inquiry to inter alia examine the assets and other related matters in respect of persons who were president, vice president, ministers, minister of state, and deputy ministers, and heads of chairmen of boards of parastatals, departments, and agencies within the period from November 2007 to April 2018. All right, so that was put together. Who was in power in 2007? All right, so you know that. The SLPP New Direction government is in its commitment and desire to eradicate corruption, mismanagement, and indiscipline in the affairs of government, as well as the recovery of all state assets and properties acquired through unexplained wealth and unjust enrichment by Constitutional Instrument number 65 of 2018, published in the supplement of the Sierra Leone Gazette. So all of this, right? And we go down to examination of assets and named persons of interest, all of these, and it's by Chroma, all of this stuff. So it kind of broke down these reports. So if you want to really, see this and read through, this would be what you need. This publication right here is a very brilliant, publication put together. So this is wonderful. But like I said, again, let me just go back to the top of this so you guys can see the full reports of the various commissions of inquiry and excerpts from the white paper. I'm using this because I want you guys to see that what the Maada Bill regime has been doing with these commissions of inquiry, especially the 2020 and the GTT report, is basically to use it as a tool and as a weapon to silence the opposition. And that is why you have people like the Kelfala Maraz, the Richard Contes, all of these former past ministers, cannot, speak up, really speak up. Because the fact is, if Honorable Kamosise comes out today, I guarantee you, and says, let's move on to 2028, the 2023 elections is over, I promise you, that's the end of all of these attacks that he's been receiving against the SLPP, junta government at this particular point in time, because they're a junta government. They're not legally occupying office through the votes of the people or through, the mandate of the people. They lack legitimacy, authority, and power from the people. That is in Section 5, because that's how democracy is, defined in a way. Power of the people, for and by the people. Right? So that is democracy in itself. And in our constitution, Section 5, subsection 2 of the 1991 Constitution makes it very clear that through this constitution, sovereignty belongs to the people. And the government derives its legitimacy, its authority, and its power from the people. So that is a fact. And that is what we all know. And at this point, when you have an elections where the result, if you can show me the result, fine, show me your result. But there's no result. So until you want to talk, go bring the results of the June 24th, 2023 elections, then we can have a conversation. And this is why I'm pissed off at Dr. Sumar Kamara, because at this time, it should be taking interviews internationally, calling out people like the CNNs, calling the Voice of America's, Al Jazeera's. It should be taking town hall meetings across the country, if he really believes in what he believes in. But it is what it is. But people like myself and Sierra Leoneans know we cannot give up on the June 24th, 2023 elections because we don't feel like Dr. Sumar Kamara is doing enough. That is not enough reason for us to give up on that. We have to stand up and say no. Because again, we have individual responsibility in that country as a citizen. You are just as responsible for the destruction and demise of Sierra Leone as anyone else if you allow it to happen. You should not allow our name, our good reputation to be burnt. Julius Maada keeps traveling across the world, telling people that he is rebranding the image of Sierra Leone. But at the end of the day, look at Sierra Leone. We have the biggest drug lord dating the president's daughter in Sierra Leone. And I heard from a social media guy, the Chilla. I heard him saying that Glimmer, is it? I think it's Glenn newspaper. They I think I tweeted that they've been arrested in their office because they posted. Let me see. I tweeted about that because they posted that there's a warehouse where Boleos is actually working. Okay. Let me share this with you guys. This is my Twitter page here. But this is the publication. Yoslyticus operates large cocaine, processing facility near York Village. So they've arrested these guys. The Gleaner, newspaper editors and stuff like that. They've been arrested because the Yoslyticus thing is a no-go. So again, if Honorable Kemosi say comes out and speaks up and says, let's move on to 2028, I promise you, the video that you see where they are posting the signs on his gate and saying they're going to seize his house, that video would be a thing of the past. It would not happen. And I'm talking about this video just in case you're just joining me. This is the video I'm talking about.
The time now 4:31 within the Honorable in Os, Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise. As I talk to now, let me just point the camera exactly so waiting paste now in gate. Government of Sierra Leone, Office of the President, National Asset and Government Property Commission, property of the government of Sierra Leone. Okay, that tells us say this morning a group of OSDM well armed can pine os, can stomp os, make woodness, knock the gate stone, and can paste this tier now from the office of the president. Now president give the order for can paste this tier. For let the whole world know say then people they are still up to something, then they ignite something, then they try for create chaos in this country. We no want chaos, we want peace na salon. So now the write up this, let everybody see, let everybody understand. Thank you all as we share this one right across the world on social media and let it go viral. Let the whole world know. Yeah, thank you all.
So that is it right there, guys. That is the only reason. This is the only reason why they are going after Honorable Kemosi say. Why are they not going after,
just before we get into the
Cherikoko, the former, head of parliament? Why are they not going after them? Why are they not going after Abdul Kagbo? Why are they not going after because all of these people are on the sides of the government. Cherikoko aided and abetted in the stealing of the June 24th, 2023 elections. When he had opportunities at ECOWAS parliaments to lay the case for Sierra Leone, it chose not to. At the time when they are looking for Honorable Cherikoko, it was not there. These guys are all coasting through in Sierra Leone with peace. No arrests, no harassment. But one person. Why? Because this one person is the vocal person. Listen to this.
Potency of the community parliament itself and whether or not it's fit for purpose at this moment. I'm aware, and majority of Sierra Leoneans are aware that the head of Sierra Leone's delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament is the parliamentary leader of the opposition, APC, Cheno Ramadan Majuba. So what happened that the report was presented by Honorable Veronica Kadisise in that parliament?
I don't know the background situation of that, but I was in Abuja on Friday and he left on Friday. And Saturday, this report was presented.
No, I come to Senator Snow. Senator Snow said there are 5 members of the delegation. 2 members are not at the opposition. Why are they not here? That question should go to those who are not here, not us. Okay? Those are not questions for us. We are here. Now, but for your information, I want to tell you that our leader of delegation, Honorable Ba, is presently in Sierra Leone. He had an emergency activity to attend to, and he went. So what can we answer? And he's part of that. Honorable Man in Spain was here, he went out. So I cannot tell you why he went out. But let me tell you this. It is their responsibility as members of the opposition to stay here and listen to the reports and maybe give their comments if they disagree with anything that is raised here. So here, the question should go to them, not to us. Senator Snow.
First of just generally, with what was presented and the fact that the head of that delegation comes from your party, but left early. Well, I don't know what happened. Abdul was there. He didn't know either what really transpired. He left on a Friday and the report was presented on a Saturday. What does that speak to in terms of the state of Sierra Leone itself?
Mr. Wise, to be honest with you, it will be unfair if I make any comments about that, because I would have thought that Mr. Fatoma would have been in a position to be able to give us the specifics of what happened. Notwithstanding, I don't know what really operated at the point in time which necessitated the leader to have left, you know. But under normal circumstances, you know, I believe that whoever presented the report should have been able to give details of the report, you know. But I don't know, maybe there is more to go in that footage. But so far, it's like she just gave some kind of brief.
All right, I'll leave that. But this is the point we're making to you guys. All of these people are in Sierra Leone. None of these guys that built their houses did not use corrupt money to build their houses. Don't tell me they're lawyers and this and that. It's corruption. The whole system is nasty and corrupted. Check them. None of them have properties that was built from their sweat. No. Former ministers or parliamentarians. No. Corruption. Selling their people out. David Francis, chief minister, former chief minister, dancing. Do you guys remember this video? Let me see how much you guys remember. And this is the government who's going after Honorable Kemosise. Listen to this.
This is a new direction, new generation, new government. Rather than they talk about delivery. So we therefore make sure we start with this road here for 2 and 4. But we therefore work with people that wouldn't get interest for transform Lagos. For the first time when we do road, please make sure if they give 100 million euros, if it's possible, use 99% of that for the road. Many people then say you don't do the road. That 1% you put on our pocket, not a bad thing. And saving time.
You hear that? I don't know if you guys hear that. Listen.
You don't do the road. That 1% you put on our pocket, not a bad thing.
And these are the people that are going and attacking Honorable Kemosise. This was the former chief minister, David Francis, who is probably lecturing in some university in the United Kingdom. I don't know if these universities even do their due diligence anymore. Or maybe they just don't have the facts. Because you have a stupid and useless opposition. Because if I was part of the opposition, really, I should be writing a letter from the letterhead of the political party, the opposition's political party, to the United Kingdom's government, first of all, to say this man should not be allowed to work under no circumstances, and these are the reasons, these are the reasons, these are the reasons. But he's in the United Kingdom. After he's telling people to take 1% at least from that money, put in a pocket, put it in your pocket. If they give you money for projects, use and even there's a caveat. It's a if possible. Use 99. It's not even saying, at least if you had said use 99%, then if you put 1% in your pocket, maybe that's okay. But it said maybe if it is possible. That means if they give you $100 million to complete a project, if it is possible, use 99%. If it is possible, like you're making room for, if the person wants to use only 50% and then the rest of the 50% goes into the pocket, then that's what it is. These are the people that are now chasing Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, going to seize his house, when they've built houses upon houses upon houses upon houses, you know, in Sierra Leone, and of course over the years, and you know, since 2018, and of course all of those houses are going to be seized. They're going to be seized. Again, I've shown you guys the report by, you know, OCCRP with the illegal first lady Fatima Bio, because she's currently illegal. She was First Lady 2018 to 2023, giving, I mean, we all know how the circumstances of those elections were, you know, and all of that. But, you know, giving, you know, we say, okay, but 2023 to today, she's illegal. OCCRP did this organized crime and corruption reports project. They go across the world and check. They found all these houses that Fatima Bio. You remember when the Africanist press was, publication after publication talking about, Fatima Bio's thievery, how money was being allocated to her when even the Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs were not having that much money. But Fatima Bio was receiving that much money to the office of the First Lady from the Consolidated Fund illegally, which it should not happen, right? So we see all of that. But this is the report from the OCCRP. And they kind of saw, timeline for timeline, how much, houses, Fatima Bio bought in Gambia. This is the report right here. Let me take you back to the top. After Sierra Leone's president took office, his wife and the family went real estate shopping. Yeah, real estate shopping. And we know there's more. We know there's more. But this is what we're dealing with. These are all the houses that she bought. They put it together. They put them together. Fatima Biohaf brothers have also purchased Gambian properties, bringing the relatives' spending to a total of at least 2.1 million on at least 10 real estate transactions carried out between 2020 and 2024. 10 real estate transactions. And yet these guys are going after Honorable Kebosise. One house. One house. Just Fatima Bio in Gambia alone has 10. We're not talking about Sierra Leone, how many houses she has in there. So when the time comes, we're going to seize all of these houses for sure. That's not a big deal. Look at this other one. Look at this other one. Remember this? Fatima Bio posted something in your life. Let's see if I can enlarge this. In your life, my infinite dreams live. The best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or even heard, but must be felt with the heart. I think this is some love letter. You remember when they went to Lebanon? You remember during COVID? When Manabi and Fatima Bio went to Lebanon? This was a love note that she posted. So we were asking, the government needs to clarify to the people of Salone what President Bio and his wife took $1 million cash to Lebanon for. Who is investigating this man? Huh? Who is investigating? Huh? Who's investigating them? Who's investigating them? This is what we're saying. This is what we're talking about. It's a shame. It's a shame. Do you remember this video? Let me see if you guys remember this video. Whilst the video is queuing up here. When the African Express.
I've always been a crazy girl. I've always liked attention. Even when I'm in school, I always volunteer to do debates and anything to do with talking. I like it. So I think I express myself more when I talk than when you give me pen and paper to write stuff.
Listen to this.
Only first lady, we know they get budget for where visitor come visit me man. What will make a special food for them? When we get a guest, there is a budget where they give every first lady. That budget they you for use them for them thing and day. Every first lady they get budget for in case of emergencies like this coronavirus. I know they get money. They know they give me money. And I know they ask for money. So for every little thing where you see how they do, for all these charities the way you see how they give out, for all the gifts the way you see how they give out, if I no go take an me back, I sacrifice, I go give. Then I go for call 1 or 2 friends them and ask them, say, una help me, I want to do this, make law let I go able do one.
Alright, listen.
Now, would you feel say go pay the bill? When you want to let the world know who you are, when you want to let the world know what your country stand for, when you want to let the world know, say yes, you young government and the country where you dey under, the president where you dey under, that President Day, he believe in gender equality. You have to do something for make the world know. So yes, I use that money towards that because all them people and the way they for come to this country, now somebody there for foot them bill. Anytime another first lady invites me for Gona in country, now in they buy me tickets. Now in they buy me PA in ticket, he buy me security then ticket, he buy me media people in ticket, now then can buy them ticket. So when then they come to me, the same thing applies. I buy them tickets. And when they come, now me they host them, now me call them in my country, I get for pay them hotel bill. So just in case, if you don't know, now that one day, I had over 32 guests within the sub-region wey come for the Hands Off Our Girls campaign, wey come for can launch for me. And they'll all be supposed for fly can Sierra Leone. They know they waka. Not to say that they just come out in the room, they waka go, they reach na Sierra Leone. Now plane get for bring the car. So I have to pay their airfare. And when you come up and down one day, when they reach na your country, now you get for feed them. Now you get for put them in a hotel. Who that they do that one day? Who say visa they pull up? Now the state get for pay for them.
I've always been a crazy girl.
Why is Maada not seizing the houses of Fatima Bio in Gambia that was reported by the OCCRP? You want to seize houses? You want to prove to us that the law is equitable and just? Where did your wife get millions of dollars to buy houses in Gambia? So I pull the money. Look at the map, timeline of activities by OCCRP. See? See? Look at all of that. How they buy the host them between Salon and Gambia. Look at all the houses right here. See all the houses? Where she bought the houses? You see them? Her and her family. If Julius Maada wants to seize a house, come on, man. These are the houses of Fatima Bio. October 2020. Look at this one. Fatima Bio's half-brother, Yusufa Dabo, buys a $230,000 villa in Brufut Heights, later renovating and enlarging it. Yusufu Dabo pays tax for the purchase of an unidentified property worth almost $75,000. Look at all of these houses. 2022, May. Julius Maada, go seize these houses, then people would know that you're serious. Go to Gambia, post on all of these properties, all on their gates, Asset Management Office of the President. Seize them. Then Honorable Kemosi says seize Joe will make sense, and then we'll see you go after all the opposition, take the houses, take everybody's house. Take them by their houses. People are not stupid. This is social media. We have the tools. Look at what I'm doing right now. I have the tools. This is my office space. In my home. I'm not even in Sierra Leone. We have the tools to track. 2022, May. Huh? 2023. Look at the other house. Fatima Bio buys a 2-bedroom apartment for $85,000 located in Forest View, an upscale estate in the popular tourist district of Senegambia. Look at them. Same March 2023. Fatima Bio buys a villa in Bihilo for $82,000. Look at it right here. August 2023. Fatima Bio's half-brother Abdul Mois Dabo acquires the rights to a plot of land in Koto on which he is building a hotel. Come on, man. Why are you guys so stupid? You're putting yourself, exposing your nyash, because that's how Nigerians say. You're exposing your butt to the public. February 2024. Fatima Bio buys a 4-story apartment building next to the Chinese embassy in Bihilo for approximately $148,000. And you're seizing Honorable Kemosi's house? February 2024, Fatima Bio buys $44,000 villa in Bihilo. May 2024, Abdul Mois Dabo buys a $500,000 penthouse in a luxury coastal estate, Fayara waterfront. What the fuck is wrong with these guys? You're committing all of these atrocious crimes and you're going after people like Honorable Ibrahim Kemosi because he's speaking up against your government? Want to go seize one house? Look at the houses of Fatima Bio, your wife, Julius Maada Bio. What a shame. This is freaking disgusting, man. In September 2024, Abdul Moise Dabo buys a 2-bedroom apartment for $150,000 located in Koliko, in Kololi Sands, a luxury coastal estate. Look at all the report. Look at it right here, synchronized. Julius Maada Bio, you want to seize houses? Go seize Fatima Bio's houses. It is the money of the people of Sierra Leone. You chasing Honorable Kemosi? For what? For what? You guys, if you want to read this, go on OCCRP. Just go to Google and type OCCRP and you can read this publication. See the houses? These are the homes Fatima Bio bought in the Beverly Hills of Gambia. Upon entering Gambia's Brufut Heights, an exclusive neighborhood on the Atlantic coast lined with the villas of diplomats and businessmen, one structure stands out above the rest. Behind a high concrete wall, the glazed white villa supports a wraparound terrace overlooking a pool and beyond the ocean. Nearby, a second white villa built on a modernist style is almost hidden from public view by its exterior wall and the surrounding jungle. The building is layered into multiple terraces with an L-shaped pool, additional guest house, and spacious garden. This is the house of Fatima Bio. Maada, you want to seize houses? Go seize this. Go seize this. Then it would be okay for you to seize Honorable Kemosi. But for us now, as long as we know Honorable Kemosi is just being targeted by the machinery. That is all we know. And this is Yusuf Dabo, Fatima Bio's half-brother. That is his post that they are tracking. December 2015, I thank Allah for blessing us with a sister who is a role model to us all. Love of family, not only a sister, but a true friend and an inspirer to me and many others. This is them justifying the relationship between Yusuf Dabo and Fatima Bio. And then Fatima Bio commented, "You're my baby brother and a very special one at that." So they're establishing the connection. So, Maada Bio, you're exposing yourself, you're exposing the SLPP people that have built houses over the years, since 2018 to date, buying houses in America, in the United Kingdom, in France, in Italy, across the world, in Europe. You're exposing these people. And this is why it's so important that we take over the APC party. It is so important that we support people like Alfred Peter Conte, with the hope that Alfred Peter Conte is going to stand with us to ensure that the APC comes to power and we do what's right. Reclaim all of the stolen wealth across the globe. Everything that is marked with Sierra Leone should be investigated. If I have the power, that's what I'll do. We're going to focus on building and developing our country for sure, but we're going to go across the world. Every real estate that has Sierra Leone marked on it smells Sierra Leone. When we know the earning capacities of the people that are in the diaspora, people know what I can afford. Now it's obvious. People know what I can afford. If my circumstances change, people would know what you can afford. And we see all of these houses. They're establishing the connection between these people. We are going to claim every property looted across the world if the APC has the right leadership. This executive that we have that won an election, and they say we won, but we want to move on. This is the reality of what is actually happening, and this is the point we're trying to make. And we want you guys to understand that we are not going to forget about these things. One day, the people should have their country back. They should have all of the stolen wealth given back to them. It should happen. It should happen. Look at this. Why would you expose yourself to stuff like this? Look at all the relationship. Exposed in everything. Why would Julius Maada not just continue to loot for as long as he is in power, if that's what he wants to do, But stay away from people like Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, because the people of Sierra Leone and the world knows is being targeted with surgical precision because he's outspoken. Because he's outspoken. Because he has called you a coupist. He did not lie when he said you're a coupist. He did not make up anything. You are a coupist. You are a coupist. That's what was pointed out. That's what the man.
The Maada be representing 18 million.
Maada be on a criminal.
Maada be on a criminal.
Maada be on a coupist.
Maada be on a coupist.
Hey.
You know they play.
Maada be on commit school.
Maada be on commit school.
Maada be representing 15 million.
The Maada be representing 18 million.
Maada be on a killer.
Na killer.
You don't make them kill Makeni.
They don't kill Makeni.
91.
91. Poloko ya. Prison. Tonko. Prison. Na killer. Therefore, Alhaji Ibrahim Kemosise, you know one thief man, you know one murderer, you know one coupist, you know pray for them all. Wallahi, you would pull them. You know what thing ever happen?
This election where they come.
This election where they come.
Either he lost election.
Either he lost the election, or we win.
Candidate for APC.
The one way go down.
We're saying, look at Fatima Bio. How many houses she bought in Gambia? Look at the homes. Look at the homes. Huh? Look at the homes. These are our own friends helping us put all this data together. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. And then you creating unnecessary confusion by going to season, Honorable Kemosi's house. Why would you put yourself in a situation like that? And now we all have to see and, continue to pay attention to, what you were doing. You're giving us the blueprint. We have all the evidences in front of our eyes. We're showing you the houses now. We're showing you the family connections. We're giving it to you. Why would you want to jeopardize that? All because you want to be the guy who you think you are, Mr. Crime Fighter. Look at your wife and family here, buying houses in Gambia. Look at the homes. Look at your children. Spending our money. I have all those videos. I have the videos. I'm not worried about. The evidences are there, abound. You guys see, I don't even do social media as much anymore. I don't do a lot of lives, except lately my appeal is to Africa now. That's why I'm even speaking English, because I want to make sure everybody understands. If you're Sierra Leonean, my brothers and sisters back home, they better start to catch up with the times. We're going to speak English moving forward, because we cannot just be doing Creole. The audience should not just be Sierra Leone, it should be the world. That is how you bring attention to these issues that are actually happening in your country for others to learn and know about it. So when these people travel the world and want to go and, launder their image and present themselves as these saints, someone is going to see this video. I guarantee you, someone is going to see this. Look at all of this nonsense. Look at all of that. Now you're exposing yourself. All of these. Look at all of this evidence out there. Analysis of video footage and photos from the event show it's the same property. All of these. It's on the record, man. And you, instead of, all of this would be, wrapped up somewhere and we would not even think about it. I would not even be thinking about it, right? But you go and provoke us and say you're going to seize the house of Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise. Now everything is out there. I haven't even touched you, Marabio. I'm not even touching you or your ministers. Now, I have a plan. It's calculated. We're not worried about you guys. Because all of the houses that you've built, all the investments that you have in Sierra Leone, and all the investments you have, especially in the US, in the UK, all of those will be seized. Every one of your members of, your cabinet, your ministers, we're going to track every asset. It will be tracked. Like I said, I know there's a savior above who's looking, who's going to save us, the people of that country. Look at the houses. Look at the houses of your wife in Gambia. This is just Gambia. You think Fatima Bio can afford buying all of these houses? From acting that she was acting? Thanks to Joseph Skridlik and the rest of the OCCRP team. Yeah. Let me go ahead and do this. Frequency can choose a contribution. Yes. I'm going to do this. And I would advise all of us to do this as well, Sierra Leoneans. Subscribe to this. If only they can make it reasonable for my brothers and sisters back home, because not everybody can afford even $25 a month. That is a lot, OCCRP. And I know you guys are doing a good job. But you can even have for like $5. And I guarantee some of our brothers and sisters will do that, to subscribe to your newspaper, But this is what is happening. And this is what I wanted to share with you all, so you guys can see why Honorable Kemosi is being targeted by these guys, by these criminals, by these things.
It's a new generation, new government. Rather, they talk about delivery. So we got to make sure we start with this road here for 2 and 4. And we wait for work with people that wouldn't get interest for transform Lago. For the first time when we do road, please make sure if they give 100 million loans, if it's possible, use 99% of that for the road. Many people then say you don't do the road. That 1% you put on a pocket, not a bad thing.
Fucking the president. Useless fools. The police had the till this day, it keeps speaking up. It keeps speaking up. This was an audio that he did recently too. Let's see.
Allah Ta'ala wa barakat. May the blessings and peace of God be upon you. Me na Alhaji Honorable Ibrahim Kemo Sise. Today, 27th of July 2024, I talk to the ABC comrades, particular reference to the political executive of the ABC party. In doing so, I want people to listen to me carefully. I talk to the executive of the party directly. I'll begin by saying this. I refer now all the executives to Article 2J of the new Constitution. Article 2J say we for secure and sustain power through democratic means. If that is so, we now would then elect as executive, we on a grab, on a vet opposition, spend on money, go up and down, campaign, then vote on in as executive. We have first obligation around day, we make sure say we secure and sustain power through democratic means. This is why I bring the council now, let us know the obligation from the constitution. Say that anything against that one is anti-party activities. Anything against that one is anti-party activities. And I make a bring the reference to now. But that said, I want to bring something on a very small for Lona think, food for thought, small thing. The executive. 24th of June, there was an election. Una, inclusive, nobody left out, talk say, win the election. I remember that man was small. After the election day, we go to party for extended NAC meeting, but no, because the problem. I always hit him up and ask question before I talk, say, we will believe so win the election, all man including una, all the executive that say yes, win them. Anything I want to talk, I do them. I'm not going to keep records. Okay, then after that, we convert for a meeting. For a prayer, put lock or now me place there and then can meeting. What they can do, they can ask question. We all agree say, we will not forget and fet, no uprising, no nothing. Let we deviate from governance. Let we come up from governance. Now we make a motion. The motion say, let we pull our MPs them and councillors them from parliament and council respectively. The motion was moved by Abdul Kagbo, seconded by Badara Bebe Tsorawoli. Then carry the motion. Let me write the motion. That's it. Let me write that motion. They moved by Abdul Kagbo, seconded by Badara Bebe Tsorawoli. Debates are carried away. From here, let us go to for pulling from parliament and council. And with this success, pulling a parliament and council. Now they Julius Maada bill initiate a conversation between him and Samura Kamara. Yes, it is now said and open secrecy, Samura will not tell the exact way he go. But the way he come, it's also said that he can't say when he pull day. When I meet, he first met with Asane called me on a meeting, or collective on a meet. It's explained to what happened. When I stay okay, when I continue for say, we need to go na parliament, we not get dialogue. We agree, we all again they executive. We agree for dialogue, we all go by dialogue. Some of us not attend self. When I go there, from there, that dialogue give we the communique. We'll give we but we'll midwife the tripartite committee. I make a long story short. Tripartite committee don't come today, they don't make the recommendations. And una the executive, una all executive. When they meet you at depa, I don't agree say una for recommend for the rerun. Now they are depa meeting day. When I come out, when I go back na other meeting, when I will confirm and we know they safe again. With the NAC meeting. For say yes, we'll put out a report. It was in the report. When I sign, Minkalu you sign, Yasane you sign, Samurai you sign, Jericho you sign, the Lenson anywhere you sign. When I sign for document, they say in the body of the document, the report not talk say when I for go for the run. Again, by divergent recommendations, when they annex a report, not report. It's holistic. Besides, they want to put on the body, then check back say for go for a run. So now I become flabbergasted, confused, and tormented when I read about Mohammed Pope Kamara, they talk say, we not get it on. And first of all, the easy way you give for that is say, money only for the run. General committee say money only for the run. To me, if money only for the run, not only tell number one. Number two, me don't know say, I don't begin contest election in 1996, states in Salonia. And all the time they make election, they get first round and second round. So to say there is no money, it's of no consequence to me. Not tenable, excuse that day. No, it's not tenable. Beside that day now, let's move on. Now, una the executive of the APC party, una go call a meeting na party office, una call the chairman them, una go mislead them, misinform them, disinform them. Una tell them say number one, the Pujamu Atuga saga. Now I make when I say from Samura Kamara, which was that? Samura for come Pujamu na stadium for Kantok say we know they take part by election. Come on. And most of the executive, especially the big one, they like Minkalu and Sané, we were very active in 1973 elections. When SAPP then, they know they take part. They know they take part in elections. APC went ahead and conducted elections, won over 90% of the seats in the parliament, And that's how the beginning of the transformation of the one party government begin. The APC can implement them. SAB them put on a paper, APC can implement them, one party government. Then, now that's when I try to say the man for council still don't know who votes, don't get a repeat of the same thing. That was well informed. Somebody did a very good job by saying don't go vote. Because you know, say, if we not go vote, say you complain first of all. If we get time for example, say we get 2 votes today, 3 votes today. No, we not go vote. If we don't continue election with other small party then, and then when power and be one party government. You don't know. Number one. Number two, when I talk say Samura Kamara go to Madabi, you know, tell me. Okay. Granted, he went there, but then what happened? When he come, all agree for God with dialogue. We'll give it today, tripartite committee. So it's good things. Then happen after that. Again, to Ram, if we're not genuine no more, we're not for president. Say, better you insist, no, go talk. Instead of take the arms. And he did not take the arms, we went to discuss. Dialogue. And then go. So, now kudos to Ram. Then after that, when I talk, say, Samura Kamara will lead a protest on the shooting, I mean on the 60% announcement of results. Samura Kamara said, no, do am. Why is he no do am? He say, you know, what person died because of his power. And he never die. Knowing what I know now, therefore kill people them. If you mistake over 60%, they don't kill people them. Look what they do today. They don't kill by Samson, they don't kill Mawa, they don't kill White Boy, they don't kill Boku people today. What have you done as an executive about that? Nothing. Why some of us say, you have 50,000, you have 1 million, you have this. Anymore. People don't die. So the man say, no, you know, let me tell you something. I'm always sticking my guns to the truth and the facts. Now they do. It's not about Samura Kamara here anymore. Now, if we don't go make a campaign and vote for when I become executive of the party, now for champion everything of the party, why not lead the strike? Don't forget, at a NAC meeting, at IMAP, I suggest say, before that 60%, I say, let's go demonstrate. Look, peaceful demonstration. Let's march to Mother being office. Let's go and say, we want to see the results there. So, none of them are not off. I'm not grateful for accept that today. I say, now it's my people. Me, I volunteer to be in the front with you now. Would I talk? Nobody not call for. I say, let's go meet it before. If we not get a cause, look at. I say, listen. Today, these players will not be able. We'll say we win the election. I say, we know. Let's say, let's go to a peaceful march to the State House. Go tell them, say, we will not accept this today. Before we come on issue for even go that come up from Parliament to and come from Council. I bring Council now. Remember, none of us are not to go do them. So when I go to someone and say, follow the protest. Okay, now, if someone go protest, why not read them? We're not executive. Why not say, look, I'm going to protest? Not before. Wallahi, you don't know, 100% not go there. I'm not going to do because someone don't do them. Now, let me tell you something. In all of this, me, I don't conclude say that someone don't want. Whatever reasons that hate and our business now, they don't care about hatred. I don't believe in hatred. I don't know. But if that's the case, why would you hate Samura at the expense of APC party and the country at large? Come on. We're not
Exactly.
here. You have to stop. You guys have to stop. It's absurd. How can you hate one man at the expense of the whole country? No, you're not good, boo. And when I get to Guinea, don't forget, some of us have young children. You have to speak to the children yet unborn. Now I try to destroy so. And believe me, no go scot free. No go scot free. Me, as far as I'm concerned, I don't want vex. So I try for restrain myself, not for talk about because at the progress, we try the now, we talk say, Samura Kamara for coming in our office. Come on. How absurd, how insensitive can it be? Come on, now stop, boo. So, Minkael Mansari, I tell you now, I urge you now, I'm the right thing. Now stop them here. So now the internal committee, yes, they don't send the report to them. They don't instruct ECOWAS for take part. Yes, what are we doing as a party? You are in the chair. Stop insinuating. Stop this arbitrary behavior there. So let us fight for the people. The people don't know. Article 2 say we must secure power through democratic means. The people came out and voted that day, 24th of June 2024. Some of them were maimed, some of them were beaten, some of them were shrugged. Boku thing happened. I see what happened. We see in that video. Then they call them day. So then chair box everything. Boku thing. But still, they say almost o'clock. They go to the party. They've done their own bit. Now what are you supposed to do? The executive, and I will protect the winning now. Do that now. We're not go ahead and protect the winning because otherwise we have no consequence. So believe in me. And let me tell you something. Stark naked truth is you guys are deceiving yourselves, deceiving APC, deceiving the country, and you are challenging Almighty Allah. We want to stop for challenging Allah. When Allah reacts to now, it's difficult to personally save now. So I'm talking to the executive directly now. Where are we? One day when I say we win, the other day when I say we no win, the other day when I say we're not going to run. Come on, when I ever say we not win, also when I say we win, but then when I say not go to run because money, come on now. What are you doing? You think you are doing a good to yourself? Forget about yourself. I want you to forget about all of us. All of us meaning we will be not serve as government officials, blah blah blah. Nobody say when I get pension. You hearing me, sir? And now people are dying. People are starving. Some people are not because of the hardship. They will say, hey, but me, I don't go stand that, I don't go vote. Now you say I win, nobody winning. And that's a secret that policy. Nobody don't tell you for be executive, and I say they vote for a campaign, and spend money, I vote for. You have an obligation to protect the winning of these people. And say Article 2J of the Constitution, we are supposed to secure power through democratic means and sustain it. And the responsibility is on you, who is an executive, and for secure them, leader, and for lead the security of power and sustenance of power. If we not do, I'm not going to duties them. So to me, I talk to una now. I know they beg una, I know they appeal to una. I tell una say you have an obligation to do that. Una go now, una go fair this fair chair. So then say no, una win, but una come on. Or una gonna say una no win. When I go campaign, my neighbor say me like first of all, say to the neighbor fat Tom, I never understand how a person in the world for let person fight against your interest. I never say in my life. That's so, but left arm. Come on now, what are you talking about? This is absurd. When I stop them blatant hatred, they are so. Not someone on so, and the poor man on in the country at large. Because let me tell you something. Nobody has timetable for a life. Someone can die tomorrow in the bedroom. Why would I fashion this man and not forget power? Say, when I kill a man as alone. That's what they're trying to do. Me, and I'll tell you something today. I have never mentioned, see them bribe una because I don't get facts, I don't get proof. They say I get proof, I'll talk them. But they don't lie about true. When I'm afraid I'm more. It don't feel about true now, say not true. The lie don't feel about true now. Because it's like the way they act. It is unbelievable. Me, what you gonna make me there against me interest? For anybody, nobody's ever there. Me, I can't force. So APC can't force to una if not APC them. What's going on here? Please, me, I know I have vex. I just maintain me cool. Because I've seen a policy with the power. One thing I believe is that to policy will behold the truth. Once you are righteous in politics, believe me, you succeed in life. You know. And for Una, where a bank, me not care. I don't want to talk about 2028 itself. Because it's never here. It's far from here. I'm talking about 2023 elections because it's still ongoing. You not finish it. As far as I'm concerned, not finish it. We not decide on the divergent decision on it. But hey, believe me, now be careful. Now be careful. Oh. Let me tell you something today, and please note and note well. Samara Kamara not in an APC, not even an APC. Samara Kamara is the flag bearer who vote for me, can flag bearer. Me, I vote for myself, I don't vote for him. When I vote for him, I support him because now the party don't choose for me flag bearer. Until and unless it stop flag bearer, which is like 2026. Well, even at that, it's questionable. Why? Because this man has not lost the elections. I know. And you have said so yourself. We don't talk as a man who loses elections. What is your plan? What is it that is bigger than your interest? What is important to you pass your own benefits? Tell me, ba. I want to understand that. I am still struggling to understand how come mortal man they fight against your own interest. Because someone become president, if you can have power, I swear to God, I don't see anybody from having power or having authority. I don't see that personally. So there, me, I don't want vex, I don't want to talk about. Me, don't forget about tripartite. Tripartite don't come. They don't make the recommendations. That's where they stop making recommendations. Now we should be implementing, and it's now stalled. Even the ordinary one, they didn't talk about reforms. I know, not mean nothing to me. Reforms are always going to be there. Even if they do all the reforms they had today, tomorrow they make elections, make reforms back. They always improve on election activities. They always improve on them. So the important thing is divergent reporting, and now we have to take charge. If you don't take charge, charge will take care of you. If you don't take charge, charge will take you. I'm telling you guys, you the executive, if you don't take charge of this divergence report, the charge will take you. We're gonna stop them here. I don't want to talk about Kuna here. I don't want to begin talk. I want to talk to the executive today. I don't talk to Una. And believe in me, I give a hoot. Anything Una want me to call me, I'll be there to convince you or to disabuse Una of what I do. I'll talk to you guys. Although I invite my meeting again, I mean it's okay. The fact of the matter is I'm not a member of NAC. But I know say the first time I began for attend NAC meeting, I tell Una regime camp. From what I can APC 1996 and 2002, 2007. Say paso na Chris new regime can and say no they call NAC meeting. Well, okay, is that okay? So that matter is I'm not a member of NAC. But when they be the extension of NAC, Then they call me. Anything they call me because extension. That extension is that when tap people they will get resourceful about some area when they can discuss. But me no get nothing again for APC. Fine, no problem. Once APC progress, then I'm the issue. Number one, the last one I want to talk to today is the absurdity when the can would say, let me go to register. What do you think you are talking to? You're talking to fools, but not idiots. So last time, when I make we go register, we go vote, we never protect winning it. Now we'll go register back for vote about 2028
Thank you.
now. Forget about what I don't vote for now.
Thank
It's
you.
not acceptable, it's untenable. We're not evidence here. How can you tell us to go and register for prepare for 2028? We will not finish 2028. And then, well, last time I go register for registration, there were troubles there and there. I go vote, there were troubles there and there.
Thank you.
And according to you, you say we win election. They will protect it. Then they can't tell you, say, let's go register for next election back. I'm not an idiot, so me not to fool me personally register. Until we settle list here, so I'll not register for APC for both.
Thank you.
For register self in the APC party. I'm telling you.
Thank you. So I'm playing all of this because I want you guys to understand that this is why even his political party, up until this day, there's no public statement from his own political party, the executives, members of parliament, publicly condemning Julius Maada for seizing Honorable Ibrahim Kemosi's house. So if you're just joining me, basically, you must have seen this video. And let me just make sure that you know what I'm talking about. You must have seen this video where, excuse me, where
good afternoon,
this one,
ladies and gentlemen. The time now 4:31 within the honorable in Os, Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise. As I talk to now, let me just point the camera exactly so waiting paste now in gate. Government of Sierra Leone, Office of the President, National Asset and Government Property Commission, property of the government of Sierra Leone. Okay, that tells us say this morning a group of OSDM well armed can occupying us, can stomp us, make woodness, knock na the gate stone and can paste this tier now say now from the office of the president. Now president give the order for can paste this tier. For let the whole world know say then people are they are still up to something, then they ignite something, then they try for create chaos now this country. We no want chaos, we want peace now salon. So now the write up this, let everybody see, let everybody understand. Thank you all as we share this one right across the world on social media and let it go viral. Let the whole world know.
All right. So why am I sharing this to you guys? You know, because it's very important for you to understand why Honorable Kemosi says the target of the SLPP and APC themselves. I want to share. Let me just go for a little bit. Let me go out of. And by the way, thank you. There was a certain segment where there was no sound. I'm so sorry about that. My son was talking to me. I kind of mute my mic. I forget. I always do that. That is my problem. This is why with these kinds of presentations, it's nice to have like a producer, because definitely the producer don't tell me say, you know, hey, we don't hear you. And of course, they will fix the sound for me. But you know, it's a one-man show, so una bear with me. That's where we're at. But what I want to do for you guys is this. I want to share something with you all. I want you guys to see how, you know, there's a lady called Marjorie Taylor Greene. Recently, she resigned from Congress in America now. Marjorie Taylor Greene, for you guys that don't know, her first name is Marjorie. She was a very strong proponent of Donald Trump. You know, she supported Donald Trump all the way through. Conspiracy theories after conspiracy theories. She was a sympathizer of the January 6th, the insurrection that took place in America, all of that, right? But finally, you know, some sense has gotten into her, and Marjorie Taylor Greene has decided, you know, to say, you know what? I'm not going to fall for this. I'm not going to stand for this. I am going to speak up now against what is actually happening. She's resigning honorably from her seat as a member of parliament from the Congress of the United States of America. She's resigning. So let me play this for you guys, so you guys will hear a resignation speech first, because I want to draw inference to what is actually happening in Sierra Leone, where the parliamentarians are sitting there comfortably, allowing Julius Maada to stay in power illegally and unconstitutionally. And they themselves in parliaments don't even have the results that proves that they actually won their elections in their own constituencies. Well, there was no constituency because it was a proportional representation. You all know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, that is a conversation for another day. But the fact is, even the members of parliament in parliament right now don't know how many votes they had to go to parliament. That's how disgusting the situation in Sierra Leone is. But these guys are sitting there whilst Maada is illegally occupying office and nobody's taking action or standing up against Julius Maada. Therefore, listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene. when she put in her resignation. Listen to this.
She will resign from Congress early next year after a weeks-long.
Let me go back from the top. Right.
We want to get to some more breaking news. Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia announcing on social media that she will resign from Congress early next year after a weeks-long falling out with President Trump and much of her party. Now, Greene laid out her reasoning. She said, in part, I have too much self-respect and dignity, love my family way too much. Also, just checking on social media, she did post an announcement just coming in right now. I can put this up, and you can see right there on our screen there. She actually making that announcement. Her message to Georgia's 14th District and America. And she also had her official statement posted online, too. She says, I've always represented the common American man and woman as a member of the House of Representatives, which is why I've always been despised in Washington, D.C. and never fit in. She goes on to say Americans are used by the political industrial complex by both political parties, election cycle after election cycle, in order to elect whichever side can convince Americans to hate the other. Her statement goes on for quite a while. Again, she posted this message on her social media. Again, breaking news, Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia announcing she will resign from Congress early next year after her fight with Trump, a weeks-long falling out with the president and much of her party. This happening just this coming week. Greene.
The reason why I'm showing you guys this, Marjorie Taylor Greene, again, I'm going to show you some of the kinds of, conspiracy talk that she has had over the years while supporting President Trump. But they finally disagreed on one thing. It's called the Epstein files. So for you guys in Africa, you might not be following what is happening in America, but there's this guy, Epstein, who was actually, transporting underage girls, basically, for the powerful men in society. So apparently Donald Trump's name is in there in the report that is scheduled to come out very soon. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, even though she has always been on the side of Trump, this time she said on this issue, because we're talking about trafficking young girls, I'm not going to, stand with the president on this. We have to expose the files. We have to find the people who are behind this sex trafficking ring of underage girls. So she took a position. The reason why I'm pointing this out is, at some point in life, people are going to be making mistakes. People are going to take a certain position because that is what they were exposed to. That is all they know. That is all they've heard. That is like what you call your silos, your echo chambers, right? You're just cocooned within the systems that you know of. So, for example, in Africa, you have people that are SLPP. That's all they know. They don't listen to nobody else but whatever SLPP does. They're in their WhatsApp groups. They're in their WhatsApp channels. All they do is what is to themselves. They talk to themselves. They don't listen to other people. But after a while, you have one or two people that would step aside and say, you know what? Man, I've seen the truth. And that's what Marjorie Taylor Greene, kind of saw. But before I even go into that, I want you guys to know that in Sierra Leone today, these members of parliament should walk away. And that is be the easiest way. The council, members of parliament, it would have been the easiest way to get Julius Maada to hand over power to Dr. Samara Kamara. It worked the first time when they stayed out of power, out of parliament, out of councils. It worked. They went back to parliament, went to their various councils, and then the tripartite report came out. Number one on that tripartite report should have been the results. Don't tell me Dr. Samara Kamara messed up and this and that. You as a citizen have a responsibility to say my political party won on elections. And it's not about your political party. It's about Sierra Leone's reputation as well. That in Sierra Leone, if somebody contests an elections, they win the elections. That person should be who should be sitting in the White House today. That should be it. I'm going to let you guys listen to some of the dangerous talk of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Listen to this. This was a presentation put together by a guy, Jesse Dalamo. I want you to listen to some of the statements Marjorie Taylor Greene had back in the days when she was still in the echo chamber of the Republican MAGA movement, right? Make America Great Again movement. She wouldn't hear anything. She was spewing all kind of garbage and nonsense. But because some people have gotten into her and now she's realized and understand that, oh man, this is not fair. There's the affordability issue in America, the rising prices of goods, services, food, rent, everything is going up. Marjorie Taylor Greene has constituents within a constituency that are complaining and say, hey, we cannot afford this anymore. Things are becoming too expensive. You go to the store and pick up a few items, it's $100, $200, $300. People are struggling. It's hard. They have other bills to pay, mortgages, rents, everything is high, interest rates high, all of that stuff, right? So Marjorie Taylor Greene, these were some of the things that she said back in the day. Listen to this.
This clip that I'm getting ready to play, this is a mashup that I put together back in February of 2021, just after the insurrection, when Kevin McCarthy was praising and making excuses for Marjorie Taylor Greene, a lifetime ago in American politics, and it was only in 2021. And here is Marjorie Taylor Greene. We are owed an explanation as to why this Marjorie Taylor Greene is somehow different from the Marjorie Taylor Greene you just witnessed on The View.
Q is a patriot. We know that for sure, but we do not know who Q is, okay? So now the question is, I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to tell you I don't know who Q is, but I'm just going to tell you about it because I think it's something worth listening to and paying attention to. And we have the open borders. Oh, open borders. MS-13, everyone. Under Obama came MS-13. There's a lot to that. You have to understand. They had very good relationships with MS-13. MS-13 was basically like, they were kind of the henchmen of the Obama administration. They did a lot of the dirty work. Seth Rich was murdered by 2 MS-13 gang members. That's what I mean by dirty work, okay? Now, Q has put out there that many high-level officials will soon be arrested, and it will actually be the drain the swamp scenario that we have always been wanting to happen. He says that once the corruption and the type of corruption is revealed to the American people, it will trigger something he calls the awakening. Hillary decides to launch her political career. It's time for her to enter because, you know, she's being
I want you guys to listen to this.
The next one in place.
This is all conspiracy talk. Back in the day.
They choose who their candidates are. They choose who they want to put in place. And Hillary, it was finally her turn. She was supposed to be the first female president of the United States. So she has to run for Senate, right? So she runs for Senate in New York City. Okay, so she becomes senator in New York City, and yes, I could dive into Kennedy getting killed in the plane crash, because isn't it interesting that he had announced he was going to run for Senate just before he died in a mysterious plane crash. But anyway, so that's another one of those Clinton murders, right? And it will be a type of corruption. Now, what type of corruption would it be? I mean, is it going to be the stuff that's rumored?
And this is the beauty of social media. This is the beauty of this advanced age that we are living in. You see, this guy put together this compilation of everything this lady was saying. Again, by no means she's a saint now. She did a lot of damage. If Donald Trump is president today in America, she contributed to that conspiracy theory, all the things that she's saying. So keep listening.
Things that people don't want to talk about, the things that people don't want to think about. I mean, is it going to be true that the child pedophilia in the elites in the Washington, D.C., is that what we're really going to see come out? Is it true? Is the type of corruption we're going to see come out, is it going to be satanic worship that possibly all these people are involved in? I mean, we already saw there was an email came out of the WikiLeaks emails where Cheryl Moles, and she told Hillary Clinton in an email that she was going to sacrifice a chicken to Moloch in her backyard. Who says that kind of stuff? Like, that's not, nobody says that. But that was proof right there that there's possible satanic worship, and maybe that all these scary things that people talk about on what's considered conspiracy sites and conspiracy theories really may be true. And this is an important time in our history. We can't allow this just to be gone, you know, just to let it go. You can't allow it to just transfer power peacefully like Joe Biden wants and allow him to become our president, because he did not win this election. It's being stolen and the evidence is there.
For decades.
Ma'am, I
We're fighting. We're fighting. It doesn't exist in America.
Nice. I ended it just right there with the racism doesn't exist in the United States, says the lady who now is part of allyship of an administration that is literally erasing the contributions and literal photographs of black people from government websites. Firing black
So I wanted to share this with you. Why am I sharing this with you? This lady, finally, she has a fallout with, President Trump on the Epstein thing that I talked about, the Epstein files, this pedophile that is died. The guy died in prison. He's dead now, right? He died in prison in 2019 or so, under suspicious circumstances, but he died. He's a pedophile. So these FBI, they did investigations and everything, and the files are ready to be released. But President Trump campaigned on releasing the Epstein files. So when he became president and now he's stalling the process, this lady said, no, well, this is the time where I'm not going to accept this. Women are being disadvantaged. Women are being taken advantage of. Young girls were, trafficked. I'm not going to stand for this. She broke away. Now President Trump started attacking her, on through online, social media and all of that. So she does not want to continue with the Amina K said something here that she's afraid that she's going to lose her re-election. Of course, so she's rebranding herself. That is what we want to see, right? Because like myself, I'm on social media teaching civic education to you guys so that if you're not paying attention to some of these things, you realize that what is actually happening is all about country and not about your political party. It's not about your region. It's not about your section, right? That is the mentality, and that should be the focus that all of us should have. That should be the attitude that is going to move Sierra Leone to become the paradise that we all want it to be. Because Sierra Leone can become a paradise if we have the right people in place. We've all been listening to, our brothers online, talking about, making Sierra Leone a paradise. Brother Reggie Cole, Cash Box, and all of these people that have been on social media. Everybody advocating, Sister Lioness, and all of these great people, right? Talking about making Sierra Leone a paradise. We can do it. We have what it takes. But now she disagrees with Trump and she says, I'm going to resign. That is what we want to see in Africa. Until we start seeing African politicians resign their positions because they realize that, hey, what was happening was not the right thing. This is the right thing. In Sierra Leone, members of parliament should walk away and resign their positions. We don't see these kinds of things happening because everybody is reliant on the politicking in the country. Without politics, these guys are nothing. They have nothing to fall back on because the economy, the system does not work. So you can be a lawyer. All they do is engage in unscrupulous activities. You can be an engineer. What are you going to create when the environment is not there for you to create? So you can go to school and learn and have all this education, but the system has not created the avenue for you to realize your full potential. And that is what we're talking about, right? So in Africa, in Sierra Leone, everybody focuses on politics. Without politics, they are dead on arrival. Nothing else to fall back on, nothing else to do. That is why they don't have the courage to say, you know what, we had an elections. The result is not available. Yes, we came back to parliament, but we were hoping from the tripartite report that we would have the results of that elections. We are not going to sit back and allow one person because he hasn't taken charge of the situation. We're not going to let that one person decide the destiny and fate of Sierra Leone. Members of parliament should resign their position. But why am I sharing this with you? Because again, I can go back to Fatima Bio here. Fatima Bio, the reason why I'm pointing this out is for these guys to understand that what you have done to go and seize Honorable Kemosi's house, you just exposed all of this nonsense again. This is Fatima Bio's brother building a hotel, 70-bedroom hotel in Gambia. Where would they get such money from? Why don't you go seize these houses of people like Fatima Bio's brothers? Because it's Fatima Bio, it's money laundering. They're going to try to sell all of these properties. The moment they lose power, they're going to try to sell all of these properties. And now they can gainfully hold on to that money. But we can still go after that money and track it and take it away from them. Because transactions like those, it's going to go through the banking system. We know it's Africa. We know that we're born in the Gambia. But hey, we can put measures in place to make sure we track those funds. But this is one of the hotels that Fatima Bio's brother is building. Julius Maada Bio, why don't you go post something on the gate to the entrance of this hotel to seize it from Fatima Bio? But you're going to go chase Honorable Kemosise because he has been a vocal critic of your illegal administration and even when you were considered legal. Because today, until somebody shows me the results of the June 24, 2023 elections, we don't have a legal president in Sierra Leone. What we have is a rogue state. What we have is a bunch of, thugs, using force, collaborating with the military and the security forces to hold on to power illegally and unconstitutionally. That is what we have in Sierra Leone today. Because look at Fatima Bio. Look at the hotel that a brother is building right here in Gambia. We can keep going. We can keep going. Gabriel, come on. So look at all of these. Guys, look at all of this. Look at the real estate. You can read this on OCCRP just in case. They are showing the connections here, all of the connection. That's what they're showing here. All of the connection. And Marabio, instead of focusing on, on themselves, continue to loot if that's what he wants to do, but he's going to, Honorable Kemosisi and seizing his house in the guise of using commissions of inquiry, when we know the commissions of inquiry have all been nothing but bullshit. Let's read this together. This is the Biobel report that Julius Maada did back in 2020. And there's this area that I want to read. Terms of reference. The commission of inquiry was given the following terms of reference, namely, to examine the assets and other related matters in respect of persons who were president during the APC days, vice presidents, ministers of state, deputy ministers, and heads and chairmen of boards of parastatals, departments, and agencies within the period November 2007 to April 2018, to inquire into and investigate whether assets were acquired lawfully or unlawfully, to inquire into persons who were presidents, vice presidents, ministers of state, and deputy ministers, heads of parastatals, departments, and agencies, to ascertain as to whether the persons referred to in paragraphs A to C maintained a standard of life above which was commensurate to their official emoluments, owed or were in control of pecuniary resources or property disproportionate to their official emoluments, or there are evidence of corruption, dishonesty, or abuse of office for private benefit by them. So that was a TOR. So tell me, where are all the other former ministers? Where are all the other ministers of state, deputy ministers, heads and chairmen of boards of parastatals, departments and agencies within the period? So you see, what was left out here was the vote controllers, permanent secretaries. But what about all the other ministers that were ministers under the APC government? Where are they? Why is Honorable Kemosisi the only person that you're going after? Sierra Leoneans, if we don't stand up to save our country, we're going to be doomed. We are going to be doomed. Listen to this.
If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you.
This is what you should think of. This is how we should all think. I'm not doing this for me.
And lend a voice to those who can. cannot
speaking for those that cannot speak.
If you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way.
I'm just shining the lights to give lights to the ones that have lost their ways.
For people like you.
That's what I'm doing.
I've heard up there the streets are made of gold.
Let me stop this before copyrights this foolish nonsense on these platforms. But that is what you should strive for as a Sierra Leonean. I'm not doing this for me. I can sit back quietly in America here and not even think about Sierra Leone, just like most of us. But it's a country, our people are suffering. They deserve so much more better. So instead of Julius Maada focusing on the Kush crisis, to how it can stop the drugs from coming through, it's going after people like Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise because it's obvious that he's a vocal critic. He's the only one that has told him that he's a coupist, that he's a criminal, that he's a thief. So people like Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise, no. It goes back to the song from Ghana. Listen to the song. Listen to the song.
The country where I come from, the truth is an irony. Just like animal farm, justice means inequity. So who go say the truth?
So who's going to say the truth? Justice is an iniquity. Justice should be equal across the board.
Who go say the truth?
Who's going to say the truth? Who's not going to talk the truth?
Christian cancer, silent.
In Sierra Leone today,
Islamic leaders,
everybody's silent.
kings and queens, silence.
Silent. Everybody's silent.
Leaders, silence. So who go say
So this guy is from Ghana. Who's going to say the truth? Who's going to say the truth for justice? That's what he's talking about here. Who's going to say the truth? If everybody speaks up against this, it's not going to happen. You want to seize houses? Go ahead and seize the houses. But don't go after people because they speak up against you. It is too blatant. It is too much in the open, and we can see it very clearly. Listen to this. I know he's speaking his tweet or whatever language is that. The president calls for us to join him in the fight against corruption. But then when you speak up, it goes after you. Everybody's afraid in Sierra Leone today to speak up. The members of parliament cannot protect the people. That is what is actually happening. Who's going to say the truth? It's only you and I. That's the problem. That is what is happening. So this song is a true replica of what is actually happening in Sierra Leone today. They go after the journalists. They go after even Brother Lamrana, the Truth Media, is doing a phenomenal work. But this is the kinds of presentations I want to see. Not just to bring people to come and talk about the issues. I want him to take sessions like these where he's going after evidences. That is what I want to see in Sierra Leone. But he's doing a good job. But this is the reality. But I just want you guys to see this. So Honorable Kemosise today is being targeted by the state. He's being targeted by his own political party. And mark my words, nobody's going to say anything. Nobody's going to talk about it. Madam, you seize the house of Honorable Kemosise, take it. But what is wrong with Kelfala Mara? What is wrong with Richard Conte? Half of the cabinets of former President Koroma. What is wrong with all of them? Did they all acquire their properties the legal way? Or it's because they are quiet? They're not speaking up. They're not challenging you. But Honorable Kemosise challenges you. And you don't like that. So you're using this as a tool to keep him quiet. Because now what you guys are trying to do is form a pack, have a deal, and then you can give him back his house on the pretext that he would stop talking against your administration. What a shame. What a shame. So seize the house of Honorable Kemosise. But don't forget, we know that you guys have built mansions upon mansions in that country since 2018 to 2025 today. We are keeping track of every structure that is going up across the country. Kenema, Pujeun, Kailaon, Bo, all over the country, Shegwema, everywhere. Even in the north as well, we're paying attention. The houses that are going up. But we know predominantly you guys are doing a lot of massive construction across the peninsula, the preserve, all of those areas that you stole from the Creole people. You're taking the money to the provinces. You're building these massive homes. We know they're there. We will seize all of those houses as well. It's only a matter of time. Because none of you worked for those monies. You stole all of that money. But Julius Maada, instead of going after them or going after your wife, Fatima Bio, let's start with her. For the houses that she has bought in the Gambia, you're going after Honorable Kemosise. It is so clear, it is so blatant, it is so buffoonery and foolish and stupid that, you know, it's a shame that you guys don't have any values anymore. You have no values anymore. You don't know what you're doing. This is blatant. Blatant. It's very selective in the choices that you make. Very selective in how you apply justice. Very selective. And who's going to be prosecuted? Very selective. And that should end. That should end. And by the way, let me share this with you guys. Because Tanzania, that president, I'm sure she's going to pay for it one day. I'm sure she's going to pay for it one day. But the fact of the matter is, they are exposing them. They are exposing them. The killings that were done recently by the Tanzanian president, killing over 3,000 people. CNN has done a massive documentary and they are exposing it. They're showing it. And I know it's not going to go free. And we know the people will stand up to it. There's this video. There's this guy who reported. I'm going to show you guys this. They're showing step by step. You see this lady, how she was killed. You see? She was running and she got shot in the back right there. She's down. They have all these videos. They're showing it so the world can see. That is what is actually happening right now in Tanzania. They're exposing the killings. Look at the security forces here. See, they're coming. This is what is happening. That lady was running. They are protesting, standing up for democracy. But this is how they were gunned down and killed. That's how they were gunned down and killed. For protecting their own democracy in their own country. That is what is actually happening. And it's not going to go free. People will pay for it. Let me see. Nairobi Times was the ones that shared this. I want to play it for you guys. These guys think they can get away with all of this nonsense that is happening and destroying democracy in Africa. And thanks to a guy who reports for CNN. It was the one who actually put this together. I forgot his name now. I thought I saved his name. Yes. I see it now. It's Larry Mado. Let's listen to this guy.
Likizo kwa wiki mbili zilizopita, lakini sijapumzika. Nikiwa Ujerumani, nikaenda El Salvador, nikakuja Afrika Kusini. Ndugu wa Tanzania, asanteni sana tena kwa jinsi mlivyotusaidia kwa hii ripoti yetu ya CNN.
He's speaking Swahili. This guy is a great guy, man. This guy for CNN is doing a phenomenal reporting. So let me show you some of the videos that he put out. There's this powerful video that he put out. Matter of fact, I'll just leave my screen so you guys can see in real time. Larry Madowo is his name. Let me search him up here. A report for the CNN showing the killings that happened in Tanzania. It is a shame. This is CNN Tracks.
President Samia Suluhu Hassan has named.
I want you guys to see this. Very powerful presentation. Oh, no, not this one, not this one, not this one. I want you guys to see this in real time, man.
Commission of inquiry to look into the.
So, CNN. Right here.
Election Day, Tanzania. Bloody scenes across the country. The streets have become a hunting ground.
This is what the police have done to the people.
Security forces crack down on protesters, angry at the government of President Samia Suluhu Hassan amid claims of an unfair election. 3 weeks on, the true scale of the bloodshed is still emerging. In an exclusive investigation, CNN analyzed dozens of videos showing protesters shot and found evidence linking security forces to the killing of civilians, as well as signs of mass graves that conceal the extent of their brutality. The main opposition party says at least 2,000 people were killed during the week-long protests.
We know freedom in my country. Why are you killing us?
With eyewitnesses now too terrified to speak out, CNN, alongside open-source investigator Benjamin Strick, has examined what happened across the country. In the city of Arusha, forensic analysis of video reveals how 2 people died near this intersection. It's mid-afternoon. A group of protesters gather at this corner as armed police approach. Note the man in the red t-shirt holding what appears to be a rock, who we'll come back to. At this point, the police are here on the map. 2 minutes later, chaos as people run down the street. The police advance to the intersection. Then, shots ring out. The woman in purple, carrying a stick and a rock, is hit by a bullet in the back. You can see the hole in the fabric of her shirt here. She falls instantly. People try to help her. As she lies bleeding, more gunshots. A minute later, across the street, a group of men takes cover, among them the man with the red t-shirt. From a video filmed on the other side of the road, we can see police are now positioned at the intersection around 100 meters away. A protester shouts profanity in their direction, and then the man in red is shot in the head. Audio forensic analysis of these videos confirms the gunshots that killed both of these protesters came from the direction and distance of the police position. The woman in purple died from her injuries in the street. She was 3 months pregnant and was a breadwinner for her husband and 2 young children, according to a source close to her family. The man's wife shrieks in grief over his lifeless body. These 2 lives lost are just a fraction of the bloodshed across Tanzania over late October and early November as the government tried to stamp out the protests. In Mwanza, Tanzania's second largest city, grim scenes outside the regional hospital. Bodies piled up. One doctor who was too afraid to speak on camera told CNN the morgue was full from those killed during the crackdown, saying on one day alone there were, quote, 4 trips with piles of dead bodies taken to the mortuary until it was full, just for others to be piled outside. He said when doctors tried to save the wounded, quote, the police would refuse and take them to the mortuary directly for them to die there. In Dar es Salaam, another morgue overwhelmed. The government called this video fake, but CNN verified the location as Mwananyamala Hospital. One woman told CNN she recognized her missing brother among the dozens of bodies spread across the floor. The scale of the killing may never be fully revealed. Police are accused of dumping bodies in mass graves in an effort to conceal numbers. At this location north of Dar es Salaam, a video shows a wide area of freshly turned soil. This matches testimony shared with CNN that young men were ordered to dig the site for mass burials. While CNN cannot independently verify the existence of mass graves, satellite imagery at the Kondo Cemetery before and after the protests shows disturbance in the soil which supports the allegation. The Tanzanian police and government have so far refused to confirm a death toll and dismissed the opposition's numbers as, quote, hugely exaggerated. They did not respond to CNN's request for comment for this story. For this devastated family, a burial of their missing loved ones' belongings is the nearest they will get to closure for now, as the final fate of so many of Tanzania's young people remains unknown. President Hassan has launched a commission of inquiry into the unrest across Tanzania.
So thank you to Brother Larry Maduro and the CNN people. But this is what is actually happening. And we've seen it happen in Sierra Leone as well. We've seen the massacres, the Makeni massacres, and all of these massacres, Padembaro prison massacre. We've seen all of those videos. We have all the evidences to substantiate that. You know, Mile 91 killings and everything that happened. You know, we've seen, you know, the atrocities caused by the SLPP. You know, so we have all of that. But I did this live today for Honorable Kemosise and to expose Julius Maada, to show him that, listen, we have all these evidences, man. Your wife is buying houses in Gambia. Go seize those houses first. What about all the other ministers in Sierra Leone that were former ministers? Why are you not seizing their houses? Why are you not tormenting them? So because Honorable Kemosise is speaking out is the reason why you're going after him? It's obvious and everybody knows. And it's a shame because, again, justice should be equitably given across the board. It should not be selective justice. My brothers from the same tribe or from the same region or from the same political party will not be prosecuted. But everybody else on the other side, if they speak up against me, I have commissions of inquiry. I'm dangling it over their head as a weapon and as a tool that if they speak up against me, I'm going to go after them. Hence the reason why the opposition has been bought today in Sierra Leone. Hence the reason why former ministers cannot speak up against Julius Maada, because they know that if they try that, it's going to come after them and post these posters in front of their doors claiming that they have seized those houses because that's what the commissions of inquiry stated, and which is what we've seen today with Honorable Kemosise as they've posted this poster on his house. So without much ado, guys, I don't want to hold you up too long, but exactly this is what it is.
Good afternoon,
and this is why I did this live.
The time now 4:31 within the Honorable in Os, Honorable Ibrahim Kemosise. As I talk to now, let me just point the camera exactly so waiting paste now in gate. Government of Sierra Leone, Office of the President, National Asset and Government Property Commission, property of the government of Sierra Leone. Okay, that tells us say this morning a group of OSDs well armed can occupying us, can stomp us, make woodness, knock the gate stone, and can paste this tier now say now from the office of the president. Now president give the order for can paste this tier. For let the whole world know say then people are they are still up to something, then they ignite something, then they try for create chaos in this country. We no want chaos, we want peace na salon. So now the write up this, let everybody see, let everybody understand. Thank you all as we share this one right across the world on social media.
Yeah, that's what it is, guys. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. It's Saturday. Got other things to do. Let me go take care of that. And I'll catch up with you guys again. Hopefully, I'll probably try to see if I can do another live tomorrow. Okay? All right. Have a good one, my guys. I'm going to leave you guys with, let me see here. Might not get copyright with Raga Spice. So maybe Raga Spice would be, better yet, why don't I just do article for y'all? I might not have, I don't know, because everybody is putting strikes on their videos now. So I don't know. I'll give it a shot and see what happens. But yeah, Marabi, if you want to seize houses, make sure, you know, you seize, you know, listen to this. Let's listen to this. If you want to seize houses, seize everybody's house. Every former minister. Seize their houses. That's how you do it. But don't listen to this. Nasty by Article 4. I don't think I would have a copyright strike on this one.
The lighting system so nasty.
Because everything is nasty. Focus on those.
So nasty. The water system is just the nasty. That's so nasty. Just the passage in pardon nasty. And the real nasty. See we sweet salon just the nasty. The sorry. So that's it make one nasty. So start with salon so nasty. So nasty. This president's government is over nasty. What's in a nasty? Check with parliament if you see nasty. Always then talk, who talk at nasty. We ministers now them body nasty. For short, call them papa nasty. Judicial system is smelling nasty. Now so nasty. Anti-corruption, them fake and nasty. They make sabi but nasty. We police and soldier, they all sorry. Cause the system nasty. We footballers, they're over sorry. Cause the SLFA nasty. The lighting system so nasty. It's so nasty. The water system is just the nasty.
But yeah, that's what we're dealing with in Sierra Leone, as it is at the moment, right? I'm sure you guys remember this song as well. This is another one by LJ and Article 4.
Salona Salona now I don't nasty salon say now we the mess. But Salona the school koro I swear me are not the less. Una the skits me girl and the skits me like say we all useless. And that they got that the witness. How they kill people then with stress. But if you know to, that's a Salomon. Now you go support this nonsense. So me patriotic Sierra Leonean. Think twice and get sense. Sierra Leone is blessed. Salon not so one my ass. Power than just the mess. Banga. I'm in the building. Mess. Salona mess. Salona mess. Salona Salona mess. Leaders them when they lead we the mess. Salona mess. The mommy they dance na TikTok but mess. If the papa say it go continue for fly na big mess. Kai Kamara miss penalty when for me is the country passes. Salona mess. People just they die at facility total mess. Salona mess. We don't get sorry yet for we self, we hate we self per mess. Because this government say mess. Citizens of this country they suffer per mess. The country value the less. Tensi de una de pages guess. Una keep play we like Lodo or chess. Mess. Salona mess. Salona mess. Salona mess.
When they see more to heart, I don't get room na pademba. King no go lebele to Huda. I don't remember. It's him get defense. We all na Rudiger. People don't let you say LA na Rudiger. Free education just a sign of the read. This na land of the free, but people hard they bleed. System don't take relief. All things sleepy.
Saloon.
System don't for your all team nasty. Well, now who that go can be with Yon Fabiaski? Eleno the next president, party ass. I saw them see me at LSC, people want cost me. And tuna one time, he'll stop picking on a cast me.
Oh, saloon.
You get it? I did. I heard them put 5 mil reward money I can buy in the sea with. I go left body in the ground before pussy hold me get rich.
Banga. We don't tell what's in the mess.
I saw me tap the right kick with the left. I know some that hate me when I saw like Kuna Mami. Say when I come up here me, steady bongo. When I come up here honest, that man they blow. That man a ref, that man go blow. That man need for blow. Who the left for me blow.
Guys, if you're just joining me, I'm done with the live. I'm just entertaining you guys with this song and I'll be out. Go ahead and start the live from the top and watch it all the way through so you'll get the message.
King Tingus, your article, bongo. Shout out to all me man that would suffer. Shout out to me man that we don't suffer. Shout out to me man that we suffer for making man and gonna power. Shout out for the man that we still suffer for make the other man that kind of power. Mess. All things a mess. Things the dear, things to the less. Price to go up, no the less. All things mess. Don't want to put much partners. Woo! Shout out to you, Kai Kamara. Shout out to the entire Leone stars. Shout out to me man how they suffer down there. Shout out to me sister that when they hustle, when they suffer each and every day for feed. As a single parent.
Prostitution.
No say the power bank. LA, think about you. One love. Favorite rapper. When I know select video call when me own stardom. I'm from Allah, know the pool Sarah. Fuck out here. King Tingus. Yo, I like Adebayo be the play Arsenal. I like Adebayo play Real Madrid.
You know, it's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon. But you know, these guys are very talented. They did their thing, and these were some of the songs that really, you know. But yeah, just want to share, you know, some of these with you all, and see what's going on there. But it is what it is, guys. All right. Okay, I'll leave it right here, guys. Have a good one, everybody. When I go seize the host them, I go seize all the host them, but seize all the host them. But you cannot just be targeting one person. We're gonna come out here and expose you guys. All right. Go seize Fatima Bio. Start with Fatima Bio. We're not saying mean business because we're gonna go after every one of you guys with surgical precision when the time is right. We'll take all the property them back. Now it's no more criminals and thieves. Bye bye, everybody. All right, I'm out. Take care of yourself. Section 13B of the Constitution, okay? That's the key. Know that. Section 13B. Go look them, Google them, search them. That is what you need to know about the Constitution, and your life is going to be changed. The moment you imbibe Section 13B of the Constitution, your life has changed. You go see Usai Ibrahim they see. All right? Thank you. Bye-bye.